Okay, good morning everybody. This is Anana. Once again, I'm back on this channel with regards to another update on the Divine Masculine for this period from October 26th to the 28th of 2018. The reason I'm doing these energies right now is because of all the transitions that is happening in the cosmic world as well as in ourselves as well. Therefore, we all have to understand and feel the energies, those that are being washed away and those that are coming in into the process. Now, I have to tell you this, that it cannot happen that one fine day all the energies disappear and new energies take over. So it takes a little bit of time for things to move, and that's the process right now that's happening, where things are getting into the right place, energies are coming back into the right place, the rightful energies are coming into the right place. So things are moving, and I can see that movement here because my spirit is showing it to me. And today I have laid out, I have added on another set of card here for the Divine Masculine. So the first is his highest self, and that's his spiritual self, the world, whatever the self you might want to see. The second is the love cards here. The third is the mental space. The fourth is the heart space. And then the last one is his message to the Divine Feminine, what he is wanting to say. So many of you are right now in communication. Some of you are not in communication. You may be in contact, but you are not in communication because of the space that you are providing to one another. So that every day thing, you don't know what he is trying to tell you, what you are trying to tell him. So that is the reason I have laid out the last set of card here as a message from the Divine Masculine to the Divine Feminine, so that we all know internally what he is trying to tell you. So the highest self over here is a temptation. The temptation for the Divine Masculine. Now this card has many meanings, but for me right now, this card is telling me that for so long, the Divine Masculine has been disconnected from his soul. He didn't know what his soul wants. Basically, he was looking into different aspects to get back his soul, but at the end of the day, he has remained disconnected. So this card coming up in his higher self means that universe is asking him to take a control of his behavioral issues right now, control his temptations of the negative aspects that he has been getting into for a longer time, and also address the fact that it is time to change himself. Either it could be his behavior or his addictions, if he has any, or any kind of negative things that he has been indulging in for quite some time, to cure the loneliness of his soul, to cure the hollowness of his heart, or whatever you might want to say that he had been doing for so long. So right now, the universe is asking him to take control of that situation and address the change in the right way. It is time for him to leave the negative temptations behind, to connect with his soul, to find his energy, to leave behind the addictions or the negative traits that he had been holding on just because he thought that was the way that he could cure his hollowness in the soul. So right now, this is where the universe is coming into focus, giving him the right guidance and the direction to cure his soul in the right possible way, to connect back with his spiritual self, to address his change of behavior, because this is the time for him to change. So this is the first card, and I'm very happy to get this card because in his mental space, he has conflict and defeat. So this conflict and defeat has come into his mental space, which means that it is there. He knows that he has been defeated and the conflict is still ongoing. But for that, he had been so long disconnected with the world, with his own self, forget about the world, but with his own self. And therefore, he was trying to fight the conflict and defeat in the way that he thought he could be able to do, by wrong behavioral patterns, by addictions, by things that was not right. So the universe is asking him now that the conflict and defeat is there. He knows it in his heart's, in his mind space. This is a spiritual part. The border here depicts his mental space of mind and his spiritual self that knows that it is a time for him to change right now. And therefore, the third card over here is fertility, which means the universe is asking him to give himself a new birth, to it's like being reborn. Fertility is all about being reborn, transformation of his soul, of his spirit, of his energies, of him, basically of him. So this fertility card has come up to after all the two cards here because of the temptation that he had been lingering on, because of the conflict and defeat that was creating the vacuum in his heart space and his mental space, his spiritual space. But now is the time for the new birth, for the fertility. So the universe is guiding him towards getting himself in the right direction, providing the right nourishment for him, providing the basic good feelings for him, for whatever he is in his own way, keeping away from the bad energies and giving birth to a new energy altogether by being reborn once again as the divine masculine, because that is his mission. That is why he has come back here once again in this journey to complete this fertility process and give birth to himself. That's wonderful. I loved it. Now over here, the next set of cards that has come up here, I'm going to take it together because I feel they are all related. So it says, it is safe for you to love. Okay, so open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Because if he clings on to these temptations, if he clings on to the wrong behavioral patterns that he has been indulging in for so long, the good energies will not be able to walk in. So he is kind of blocking out the good energies and holding on to the negative energies that is not serving his purpose. So therefore, the time for him to change right now, to address those issues that are not working for him, because the universe wants to give him everything. And therefore, the universe is telling him it is safe for you to love, but you need to open the doors of your heart and your mind to open, to receive the rightful energies that the universe is trying to give him. So with this card, I feel these two cards are talking out to me in the rightful manner. So that is the reason I have brought the two cards out at the same time. Now, the second one here is, as I said before, is conflict and defeat. Okay, where he has lost his trust on people. He has been so badly hurt that he doesn't know. I mean, he is all alone. He's becoming so fearful, He doesn't trust anybody. And therefore, right now, the universe is coming up with him, guiding him and saying, trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. So therefore, the conflict and defeat has been there in his personal life, in his professional life, in his family life, wherever it has happened. Maybe it has happened in all the places we don't know. But at the same time, he has to get back into the energy of trusting himself and of trusting his divine feminine, because it is safe for him to trust and receive the good energies that the universe is trying to give him back. They had taken it away from him for sure, and that is why, sorry, that is why he was going through all this conflict and defeat and everything. But now, because of the transformation, because of all the process of things happening in the rightful direction, the universe is granting him back the trust to receive and absorb the goodness of his divine feminine in this twin flame journey. Now, the third card, again, as I said, was fertility. And with this card, what more beautiful card can I get? It says past life relationship. Okay? So you have known each other before, so give birth to it. You know, this person, the divine feminine, is not a new person in your life. That person has been there with you ever since your soul has been there, either in the 5D or in the 3D. So both of you have known each other from past life. And therefore, it is time for you to receive the good energy. Trust the person, because both of you are coming down through the journey of the twin flame for many, many times, from many lifetimes, as I've explained before. The signs and symbols have depicted that over and over and over again for you and for the divine feminine, that both of you have known each other for a very long time. In the physical world, maybe you have just come with each other. Maybe you had met before, you had disconnected, and then you have returned. It could be any situation in the 3D. But as far as your soul connection goes, as far as your journey of this twin flame goes, in this lifetime as well, you guys have known each other for a very long period. So therefore, there is no way that you are new to each other. You all are not strangers. So therefore, give birth to this kind of beautiful journey because of your past life relationship. So you guys are familiar with each other. You all are coming together, which is wonderful. Okay, so that is what the universe is again calling out for. Now, in his mental space, he has the Six of Wands in reverse, which I have said before. In his mind, he is very tired. He is lacking his self-worth. He feels worthless in many situations, that he is, because he was a person, if I'm not mistaken, he was a person who had constructed his foundation on a faulty construction, not knowing it was faulty, and that is why he had the tower moment before. But at the same time, because of the faulty pride and the faulty ego, he was under the impression that he could capture it all, he could get it all because he was so powerful. He was joyous at that point in time, not knowing that all the things he had worked for was all wrong. But now that same feeling in his mental space is coming up, where he feels kind of worthless because he sees back, he looks behind, acceptance of his self is becoming difficult, saying that, how could I become such a big failure in this journey? But in reality, that failure that has happened to him was only the faulty construction, because that was not the right thing for him, that he had been working for so long. The right thing for him is this relationship, is this past life relationship, where he now has to come in, because all the other relationships, it could be karmic, it could be anything, all the other relationships that he had been working on for so long has not borne any result. And because of that, of course, in the 3D, he is feeling completely useless, worthless. He has got no joy, he's got no recognition for himself. He feels like a failure in all. So that is in the mental space, he's kind of having problems accepting his own self defeat, okay? But at the same time, in his mental space, he's also looking forward to the Four of Wand energy, which is he's dreaming of the time when his past life relationship with his divine feminine will fertilize, will bear fruit, will come to the spiritual part of the union. And that is what he's dreaming at the same time in his heart, in his mental space, of the goodness of this couple. You see the joyous celebration of both the man and the woman here, as a unit together, where they share their sorrows, where they share their joys, where they share their happiness. At the same time, they are there for each other. So that is what he wants in his mental space. And not only that he wants in his mental space, he's also dreaming of this happening sooner or later, where he will be able to celebrate his time, give his energy in the rightful direction for a rightful purpose. Because if you notice that slowly and but surely he's getting into that frame where he knows that this is what was actually meant to happen for him. But because of the karma, that I say, because of karma for different people, for different divine masculines and divine feminines. This twin flame journey is not, like I said before, is not one of those hunky dory, go get easy kind of journey. It's a very difficult journey because each one of them have to face their own karma, have to shed out the old skin before they can get into the new mission, before they can fulfill their wishes, before they can put on the new skin to enjoy the goodness of the universe that is waiting for them. But at the same time, in his heart's in why am I saying heart, in his mind space, he does definitely want this. But at the same time, he's having panic attack. He's anxious whether it's going to happen, it's not going to happen, I don't know. But here again, he has to slow down. He has to calm down. He has to become more conscious that he needs to change himself first. He needs to accept himself in the rightful direction. He needs to be joyous before the universe will be able to flood his gates with all the goodness. So this is something that is standing in between these two cards, if you see here. So therefore it is telling me that first the universe is asking him to be the man that the universe has brought him into this world for. He's not somebody who's just walked in without a mission. His mission is much higher than a normal person's mission in life could be. So therefore, he has to first change himself, become the divine masculine in the rightful direction for him to get this beautiful thing. And also at the same time, he has to avoid this kind of anxiousness, this panic attack, the rushing forward. He needs to be slow, calm, composed, just like a divine emperor, just like a divine king. The person, because divine masculine to me is a divine emperor. He has been blessed with lot of things that other people don't get in this lifetime, but he doesn't know that. But at the same time, this fertility of himself is happening in many directions, not only in his love life, of course in his love life because he has the past relationship, but also because of many other reasons that the universe is kind of guiding him towards this. So universe is protecting him, giving him the rightful guidance. There is nothing to worry about. But at the same time, he needs to change himself, right? In the way that he should be, which is, again, as I had said before, is to take control of his own soul at this point in time. Get rid of the negative energies, addictions, whatever, connect back with his soul. That is very important for him at this point in time. Okay, for all the goodness to come floating in for him in the rightful direction. Okay, now the third set of card is the heart space. In his heart space, he adores the queen, he adores the nine of pentacle, the queen. Sorry, it's not the queen, but it's the female that he loves, okay? Because in his heart space, he has seen this nine of pentacle female as his divine feminine, who has captured many battles in her life, who has faced so many challenges, and yet she is harmoniously standing on a solid ground here with the nine of pentacles. Of course, it's not the 10 of pentacles, which means there is one pentacle that has still to come in, and that pentacle will come in when the divine masculine can absorb this energy of the nine of pentacles here. That is when it will be complete with the last pentacle. That means fulfillment of wishes, harmony, goodness, everything, joy, everything. But right now, he is kind of absorbing the energy of the Nine of Pentacle, this female here, because this is where he sees her in his heart space as the person he loves, as the person he kind of wants to be, as the person he kind of adores, he worships, not just adores, he also worships for all that balance, the calm, the composed state, the challenges that she has faced, and yet she is holding on her ground with this beautiful kind of divine figure, looking happy, but waiting for the last pentacle, the tenth of the 10 pentacles to come floating into her. That last one pentacle is the missing jigsaw puzzle of the divine masculine, where when he walks into that space, the 10 pentacles will become complete here. So this is the energy that he's absorbing in his heart space. At the same time, the next one is a major arcana in the heart space as well, the world. The world is a self-explanatory card, okay? It has got all the four symbols, who is ruling the world, and the world is everything: joy, happiness, completeness, fulfillment, totally. I mean, there is nothing more to say, with Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius ruling this particular figure out here in the four corners of the card, and that is kind of harmony. So with this, with this kind of an energy in his heart space, he's looking forward to the world. He's looking forward to the world because something is happening in him, something is changing in him. He's giving birth to himself once again, because he's getting guided in the right direction. So his heart is opening up at the same time, where his heart, which no longer could see the world before, has started to see the glimpses of the world right now. Okay? At the same time, in his heart space, he has the devil in reverse, which is again like the temptation card, is calling out for a change here. Because divine masculine at this point in time, or has been for quite some time, whatever the case may be, you know, he has been running around in circles. He's just been going in a vicious circle. He's starting from one, thinking that he has ended that, but again the next cycle starts and he is back into the same old grime, same old rut, same old story, same old fatigue, same old exhaustion, everything. So right now, with the devil being in the reverse in his heart space, he's become completely tired. He wants a change right now. He really wants to cut away, to sever from all those difficult moments, from all those things that are not working for him anymore, from all those kind of energies that has only created trouble and obstacles in his path. So in his heart space, he's fighting with that kind of an energy of the devil in reverse, knowing he's not fighting with this, but he's fighting with himself, trying to erase those kind of energies. And again, surprisingly, two more cards have flown out clarifying this. I did not ask for it, but the spirit has given me the Knight of Pentacle, the Knight of Pentacle in reverse. Knight of Pentacle upright is a different story. Reverse is that he's tired. He's become completely, he's become lazy. He doesn't want to do anything more because of the exhaustion that has kind of taken control of his situation, of his mind and body. But the spirit is telling us and him at the same time that he needs to fulfill the duties and responsibilities that of the Knight of Pentacle that he has been doing before. But at this point in time, since he doesn't want to do it, the spirit is asking him, to do it, to do what he has to do, not go over the boundary, not go beyond his limit, but only do as much as he can, so that, in one way he can kind of balance out the devil in reverse energy. At the same time, to erase that complete cycle of not having got anything, of having remained bonded in the chains of his own entrapment, he has to let go of lingering resentment of the past. He cannot cling on to the things. He has to learn to forgive. He has to learn to reconcile with his own soul so that the universe can bring in the good energies of the new he once again, you know. But for the devil energy in reverse to get completely out of his system, he needs to be like the Knight of Pentacles in reverse at this point. I mean, Knight of Pentacles in the actual way, in the right way, so that not in the reverse, so that he can get up and walk, you know, get up and walk slowly and surely, not rushing forward, not getting obsessively, compulsively addicted once again to the old routine that he had been following for so long. And also, he needs to forgive those that had walked into his life, but had only walked into his life for trouble, for giving him trouble, for creating mental barriers, for entrapping him into the system where he didn't want to be, because his sense of belongingness was not there. But at the same time, because of the 3D kind of situation, he had to do all that. But right now, because of the devil energy in reverse, and the world in his mind, in his heart, why am I saying mind? The world in his heart, he needs to let go of this forgiveness, of this lingering resentment. He needs to forgive people. He needs to come back into his own self, saying that whatever has happened has happened. That's my past. I don't want to deal with that kind of situation, because I'm turning into a new leaf. I'm giving birth to myself once again, you know. So that's a good energy that I see in his heart space that he has at this point in time. So the things are changing, and that's very good. The bottom of the deck, before I go further, bottom of the deck for the higher self was wisdom. And that's why all these cards that have flown out here is because he's slowly getting into the act of gaining his wisdom once again, which is wonderful. I have nothing more to say. And the bottom of the deck for the love card is engagement. So once he gives birth to his own fertility, you know, of being giving birth to his own self, this is where he's heading towards with his divine feminine engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Okay, so slowly but surely, this kind of energy is floating into the entire journey, which is excellent. I have nothing more to say on this as well. I'm just elated on this. And the bottom of the deck in my Radar Tarot is the Three of Pentacles, which means that the heart and the mind space energy that I just read out to you, I have got one more set of cards to read. It also says that he's looking for companionship, because now he is realizing over with all these situations that he alone will not be able to manifest this kind of joy. If he has to manifest this kind of joy, he needs the help. He needs the guidance. He needs his twin flame. You know, he needs his past life relationship for which he has come into this world. So therefore, he needs her. I mean, there is nothing else to say here, but that he knows internally, deep within him, he knows he cannot do it alone. Nobody is happy all by themselves. They need that partner. They need that partnership. They need that alliance. They need that love. They need that support. They need everything that one can give to the other. And that's why he is kind of waiting, dreaming of this time where he will be able to celebrate this union with his divine feminine. Okay, so that's a wonderful card as well. I just wanted to let you know. And what is his message to his divine feminine at this time was my third set of card here. The Five of Pentacle in the reverse, which is a good card, because when I read this card, you know, when I get this card, I'm always worried if it comes up like this. But when it comes up like this, it's a totally different story, which means the divine masculine is telling his divine feminine, you know, the worst is over. The worst is over. I had been what I had been before, being left out in the cold and all that thing. But right now, that portion of my life is getting over, is in the process of going away. The sun is coming out, the pentacles are shining. So the worst is over, and I'm now slowly but surely, it's not happening in one day, but slowly and surely over the course of the next few days, weeks, months, whatever time it takes, I'm going to get rid of that kind of an energy, and I'm getting into the new place of my self acceptance, of knowing myself. So, this is his first message to his divine feminine at this point in time. The worst is over. At the same time, he knows the worst is going away, but at the same time, his mind, his heart is grieving over the loss of the situations, his emotional loss, his instability in all certain situations, the way he has kind of punished himself over the period of time for creating his false ego and pride over false constructions. The tower moment had come in. Today he's grieving, over these empty cups in here. But the universe is coming forward to give him the fourth cup, which he's not being able to see at this point in time right away because his eyes are closed and his focus is on the three cups here. But the fourth one is coming in the way, which is walking in. Therefore, he's telling his divine feminine that the worst is over. So internally, he knows the worst is over. The tower moment has come, and the tower moment is leaving him at this point slowly. But at the same time, that situation for him is also giving him trouble. But the universe is telling him, he is telling his divine feminine that yes, I'm sad, I'm sorrowful, but somewhere the universe is also coming up with the fourth card that I'm not being able to see right now because I'm still in that mode of grieving, of having closed my eyes to the reality of the situation. But things are going to happen. This is a very good card and a message that has come up from the divine masculine to his divine feminine, which is also telling me he's communicating to her of the Three of Swords that his heart has been broken. You know, his heart has been pierced. The swords are all in there, sticking into his heart. And that's why he's still grieving. But he knows the worst is getting over slowly, not just in one day, not just in 2 days, but it's going away. But at the same time, this is his message to his divine feminine. Even if he is not telling you, even if the divine feminines are listening to this, even if he is not telling you, he's telling you in other ways that his heart has been broken and shattered, which we can all see. And therefore, you know, he is also clinging to his past. He's also disconnected from his childhood, but he's not completely in one day or in 2 days. He's not able to get rid of his false ego, of the false pride, of the faulty construction, because today he's realizing that all that he's created in the past, on which he had gloated, on which he had obsessed over, was all wrong. So therefore, this kind of I'm not getting the word. This kind of conscious feeling of unhappiness is lingering on, and that is why in the other card here, it shows that he has to forgive. He has to reconcile with his past. Lingering resentments are not going to fetch him the good energies. So he has to let go of that in his heart space. Even with his divine feminine, he's telling her his story, that the worst is over. I'm not going to go back into the same rut. I'm taking time, I'm getting into the self-worth position. Everything is fine. But at the same time, I'm also grieving over the loss of these cups, even though somewhere subconsciously or consciously, I know that the universe is coming up with the fourth cup. It's standing over there. It's just me who has to take it, receive it. I have to stretch out my arms to take that beautiful cup that is being offered to me. And even though my heart is broken, my heart has been broken many a times, My heart has been pierced with the Three of Sword energy, and therefore I'm still clinging on to my past, not being able. It's basically the situation is that it's more than anybody else. He's not being able to forgive himself for what has happened in in all the spheres of his life. He's also blaming himself. He's disconnected from his childhood. He's trying to gather those wisdom, as to what has gone wrong or where I have gone wrong. What could I have done to have bettered the situation, to have improved? He's thinking in that way. That's the reason why he's clinging on to his past, crying, trying to erase the situation from his mind, but at the same time, at the same time, trying to justify the cause of that. But what he's not realizing is that it was not his fault. Okay, that was his karma. He has to accept the fact that he had his own karma to enact in this lifetime before he could embark on the journey of the twin flame, which is happening now, happening slowly but surely. But before that completely happens, before that can completely gather its momentum, he has all these feelings. He's trying to judge himself. He's trying to justify the cause of all that things that have gone wrong in his life, of the troubles, of the ways things have happened. So that's his own feeling that he's trying to communicate with his divine feminine. So therefore there is nothing to worry about. I can see the cards are all giving us good clear messages of the divine masculine that he is going through in many spheres of his life. But at the same time, the goddess guidance is beautiful. One says transformation. You are experiencing enormous change right now, which brings great blessings. So now you see this fertility is happening. As I said, he's washing his bad karma away and giving birth to himself. This time he's not waiting for his mother to give birth to him, but he is giving birth to himself. And therefore the goddess is also telling him that you are facing enormous changes, but this is for your own good. It could give you trouble, it could give you heartache, it could give you problems, because internally, for you as a person with flesh and blood, you are finding it difficult to accept the wrongful things that has happened. So those kind of situations are working out, but at the same time there is transformation, and goddess is also calling for fertility at the same time. So in his higher self, he had the fertility. In the goddess wisdom card, he has the fertility as well. It is the perfect time for you to start new projects, access new ideas, and give birth to new conditions. Self-explanatory, beautiful. So the higher self, the goddess self, they are all calling out for the same situation, for the divine masculine. And you see how the forces are at work for him right now. We divine feminines are not doing anything much, because we are, for us the divine feminines, we are just looking into the situation through our spirit who is guiding us, through through the spirit message to us. But look at the changes, look at the forces of nature, forces of the universe that is acting upon the divine masculine. And the last universal card to end this video right now says, the key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. That's beautiful. So right now, people pray, oh, give me this, give me that, give me a good family life, give me a good amount of bank balance, give me a big car, a big house, this, that, material wealth, abundance. But no, the real abundance lies in yourself. When you know that, when you understand about the real abundance that you have in yourself, in your soul, in your heart, in your mind, that's where the real abundance is. So when you pray, you don't pray for what you need. You pray that you get the universe to bless you, to calm you down, to guide you in the right direction, not what you need. I need money, I need this, I need that. No. So just pray for yourself. Just pray to the universe to guide you in the right direction, and that's when the abundance is going to flow in. So, this is a beautiful message to end my reading with. I hope you guys will take what resonates with you, and what doesn't resonate with you, you can leave that. This is an update here, and the next one I will be doing will be another update as well for the divine masculine for the twin flame journey. And this is what it is. So stay blessed, guys, and see you soon again. Bye for now.